Oops. Hi, everybody. I forgot to turn off my phone. It's across the room, so I apologize if it rings. Um, I didn't want to keep you too long, so I am going to start. I mentioned that I'm going to do this section on the emotions oils, and I created some affirmation cards to go along with. I don't know if you can see this or not, but yeah. Um, we also have emotions kits. There's 6. Forgot the book. Hold on a second. But first, I just want to say I'm going to be doing a class on the emotions oils, and whoever shows an interest first helps gets to help me pick a date for that class, and you'll get a free oil um, sample before the class if I get a phone consultation, so I'll know which one would be best to send to you. That way, you'll have an experience with the oil before the class. Okay. And I'm doing this now. I'm also doing every Tuesday, I do introduction to essential oils. And as you know, this channel is a joy coaching channel, but we use essential oils in our joy coaching. Um, I there's just tons of oils we can use for tons of situations. The main thing that I do is relaxation therapy and coaching. I also, my niches are also grief, since I worked with the elderly and grieving families for 20 years, and also addiction and recovery, since I've worked with addiction for 35 years. So, but I'm really right now into the relaxation, because in this country we just don't relax enough, and that's half of the problem. And of course, as Dr. Hill says too, we need to follow the health pyramid. We need to start off with good nutrition and exercise. And then, and there's other things which I can go into in that class. But if you want to get well, you know, there's a lot of natural things we can do. Not to say we don't use meds. I happen to use a low dosage of blood pressure because my blood pressure isn't normally high, but every now and then it spikes and I have a TIA. And so I use, according to the doctor's blessings, I use the oils and the low dosage of meds because they can't figure out why I have this. So I use meds on occasion. At one point, I had an infectious eye disease, and I had to use oils because they were afraid it was going to go to the brain, or I had to use meds because they were afraid it was going to go to the brain. So there's just times we're not against meds. We've got 50 doctors on staff, so we're not at all against doctors or meds. It's just that if we can live a more natural lifestyle and use oils that don't have any side effects, then we're better off. It's a little bit better for us. Also, I have a daughter who's bipolar, and she uses just the meds, or excuse me, just the oils. She used both to begin with at one point, and then she was sleeping all the time. So she got to a point of just using some oils. And you can call me on that, 480-798-4740. She has not healed, but she has, it keeps her emotions in balance. So we're not going to talk about that anymore today. We're going to talk about my cards. These cards, if you end up getting a kit, I can give you the cards for free. Otherwise, the cards will cost $13. And let's see, there's 10, 6, there's 60 cards. So it's enough to last 2 months if you want them. I have hundreds of positive affirmations that people have sent me. So I'm going to start doing other cards. This is just the beginning. But our emotions kit has 6 oils in it. There's 2 ways. I'm not quite sure. I'm not real good at this. But you see the kit up there, and then you see the different oils. And we have, that's not the oils kit. Aromatherapy kit. We have all kinds of kits. Here's the emotions kit. Sorry about that. I didn't have it quite ready. And then I've got all 6 of these here. We have touch oils, and that means that they are blended with fractionated coconut oils, so they're a little less expensive. And they're really terrific because you can just put them anywhere, back of your ear. Just depends on what emotion you have. You can put them on your feet, anywhere. And then the bottles of oil are a little higher, but they have an advantage because you can put them in a diffuser. I keep forgetting to ask, but I don't think it's a good idea to put anything in a diffuser that has oil in it. But these go a little less expensive. So we have the oils that we have are, there's 6 of them. I'm going to start here. I have passion. Now, this isn't passion about sex, guys. This is a passion for life. And somebody, in fact, one of my friends, Peggy from Lore from Wintersville, Ohio, she said she wished she had a passion for something like I have. I have a passion for oils and joy coaching, because we help so many people and because we live a natural lifestyle. We even inside the house, I can give you all kinds of ways to use natural cleaning products that cost next to nothing, just pennies. So what I'm going to do here, we've got passion. So I'm going to get one of the 10 passion cards, whichever one I happen to come across first, and I just mixed these up, but because normally I would just go pick out one. And I use Dr. Sue's affirmation cards, and I use Karen Grant's from Joy Coaching affirmation cards. So, and I get all these affirmation statements on my Facebook page. That's why I love Facebook. It's so awesome. I don't have much negativity on Facebook. I don't know about you, but I don't. If anybody's real negative for very often, everybody's negative once in a while, but if it happens too often, I just quietly unfriend them. I don't need it. Here, this one says, if I'm not feeling it, I create it. So do I always create it? Am I always that positive? No, but if I'm not feeling like building this business today, then I might pick a card like this, put the oils on, and I might say it 100 times a day. I just go around saying, if I'm not feeling it, I'm creating passion for this business. I have passion for this business. I'm creating passion for this business. Might not say it out loud if people are around, but a lot of times I say it in my mind even when people are around. Sometimes more when people are around, especially if they're negative. The next one on passion says, just happens to be next. As long as I have passion, I can do anything I want. I can create it. I can do anything I want. And I didn't used to believe this kind of thing, but as I get older and I develop more, and I have so many wonderful friends with doTERRA and Joy Coaching that are so positive. Nobody sits and dwells on problems all the time, so it makes it a lot easier for me. Then the next one we have is motivate. That's kind of in a way the same thing, because if I'm not feeling motivated, I'll pick out a positive affirmation statement. And now instead of going online, I'll just pick out my own cards. This one says, encouragement is like cool water, refreshing, uplifting, and energizing. So maybe that means I need to talk to somebody that will encourage me. And I'll tell you, I can pick up the phone and find somebody that will encourage me, especially if they're a joy coach or in doTERRA. And I also have other friends. I have lots of good friends that are positive. Another motivate. It's fun to see good in every situation. I love that. I can see the good. I don't always wake up in the morning seeing the good in some problem or some person, but it doesn't feel good to be negative about stuff. So I can see the good, and I will do it. Then we've got cheer. All of these oils have a number of different oils in them. And if you're interested, I can send you a list of what oils are in it and what other good things these oils do. Because you can have help in all kinds of areas just by getting one oil. Oil can have, oh, frankincense, I've got pages, pages of good stuff that frankincense does. And, on, I save it on Dropbox and that Digo that's a Chrome cheer, a Chrome place to save. Cheer. Now I can't find any cheer. I know I have cheer in here somewhere. Here's cheer. I'm grateful. I always remember my blessings. I am, most of the time, I'm grateful. I do a gratitude list. For years, I wrote gratitude list, and then I got so busy I quit writing it, but I'm thinking gratitude. Now I'm typing it. I just have a document, and I'm putting, there's 12 things I'm grateful for every day, so I just put ditto to the 12, and then I write something new that I'm grateful for that day. So that's important. I'm grateful. I always remember my blessings. That's what gratitude is, remembering our blessings. In fact, I did a talk on joy, maybe about a year ago, and I looked on the concordance for the Bible. Oh my God, there were 64 pages of joy verses. And in Genesis, in the very beginning, I don't remember the exact words, but we're actually commanded to have joy. It's really a slap in the face if we're negative to God. So there's ways to get out of negativity. In joy coaching, she taught us that it's like a wheel getting caught in the mud. The more we think negative, the deeper it goes. You know how a wheel caught in the mud, you're trying to get out and it gets deeper and deeper. And then when we start thinking positive, and sometimes for weeks we have to force ourselves to do it before we turn around. And sometimes we need, oils or meds or whatever you have to use, but I prefer oils. I know a lot of people using oils for depression. But the more you think positive, then you fill up that muddy hole, and things get better. We can retrain our minds. That's the only thing in the world we can control is our mind. This one says, I counteract negative emotions while taking a brisk walk. Hey, Dr. Seuss says 20-minute walks a day. And I do more with my dog, plus I walk and bike more. Still overweight, but not like I used to be. And, my health is better. Let's see, peace. Let's look at peace. I don't want to keep you too long, but the reason I'm reading these is these cards might make you feel like you could use them, or they might not. It's okay if not. I still care about you. You don't have to get my cards to be cared about. Did I say peace? I know they're in here. See, they all stick together. They're brand new. I just had these printed up yesterday. So these are on cardstock, or thicker cardstock, I should say. I didn't have them laminated because they get so expensive. But if you want them laminated, we could order them laminated. You need to either go to my website, joycoachjudy.com, to order, which I don't have it in yet today, but I will. By the end of the day, I'll have it in. Peace. I center myself in truth and peace. And that's what I do. If I'm not feeling peaceful or truthful that day, I can use the peace oil. Again, we could put it back of our neck, here on the soles of our feet. Even our hands, because if it's hard to get to the feet, you could do it on the hands. The hands and the feet have more nerve endings than other parts of the body, and that's why they work so well. And the thumbs and the big toes are the mind. So you can do, if you don't want a full reflexology or aroma touch treatment to yourself every day, you can just work on that thumb. You could sit in church and do this. Nobody even pay attention. They won't know you're working on your thumb. I attract only peace in my life. I like that one. And again, if I'm not feeling peaceful, first I need to examine myself a little bit about why. Why am I not feeling peaceful? Oh, I'm mad at Jane Doe over here, or I'm worried about money, or whatever it is. And then I have to maybe do a little bit of work on that, a little bit of prayer on that if I'm a prayer person. Um, and then I say the positive affirmation all day. I center myself in truth and peace. I have peace. I centered myself. There's more peace cards, of course, but I'm not going to read them all. We don't have time. Forgive, boy, that's a big one. That's one of the reasons we have such a lack of peace, is a lack of forgiveness. That's one reason. This is oversimplified, but I believe it's true because of what happened to me when I was younger. I had resentments towards a number of people. And by the time I was in my 30s, I was wanting to run over strangers in the street. I could have been one of those if I'd had a gun, go to McDonald's and shoot people because I hate it. And of course, with 12-step program and working on myself, I got over that and was able to make amends to the people that I knew that I had hurt. But I was able to forgive everybody and not and forgive myself too, because I'm only human. I only knew what I knew. I didn't know what I know now. I wish I did, but I didn't know it. So I've learned to forgive, and it just makes it easier. This oil doesn't mean it's everything you have to do. You have to work at, and every time you start thinking about a resentment after you've done some, and I do a life recovery Bible program with 12 steps. And boy, that's really good. And I can help you with other 12-step programs. I've got, I must have material from maybe 8 or 9 12-step programs, and that includes some different denominations too. Just depends. OA, NA, AA. I've got all kinds. The life recovery though is for any addiction, and you can look at and you do the 12 steps. And if you're addicted to anything, even if it's just resentment, we're not supposed to resent. The Bible says not to let the sun go down in your anger, but you go to church and you read these things. If it goes down in your anger, by the next day you're resentful. I was resentful for years. So we have these oils that can really help, and we have joy coaching sessions that can help, or work the 12-step programs. There's lots of ways to get help in this world if you really want to get out of it. It's not good to resent. We have so much more peace and love in our life and health. Resentments hurt our body. Every negative thought hurts our body in some way. And so we've got forgiveness. I'm going to look at a card for that. When one forgives, two are freed. Boy, is that true. Hey, if I need to forgive somebody today, because sometimes I get mad. It's not often. And I know I don't stay mad for years now, thank God. But if I forgive Jane Doe, then both of us are freed. I like that. And I want to be free. Now, if I have a problem with forgiveness someday, I might say, well, I'm forgiving, so we're both freed. I'm forgiving Jane Doe, so we're both free. You can change this, put it in your own words. And then the other forgive, again, there's 10 of them. I'm reading just 2. I forgive others because I deserve peace. Boy, isn't that the truth? I deserve peace. Some of these kind of go together. And I forgive others too. I don't know about anybody else, but I forgive others also because I've been forgiven. Not just by God, but by all the people I hurt back in my hateful days. Okay, now we've got, this is the 6th one. Console. Now we might need consoled because we lost a loved one, because we stubbed our toe. It could be something really big or something small, but things happen in life. And sometimes we need consoled, like I lost a 16-year-old neighbor that helped me with my dog. And of course, I live in a condo. There's just 44 units. I see her dad off and on, and she never drank. She was a good girl. She could have graduated 2 years early. That's how good she was. She was just a good girl. And it's so She wasn't my daughter, but I'm telling you, it hurts. And so, but sometimes I just need consoled because I had a bad day, or this didn't go right, or that didn't go right. It might be something pretty minor, but I need a little consolation. So, and if I do these affirmation cards, uh, again, I've been doing it mostly the affirmations that I get online and from Karen Grant and Sue Lawton. But if I'm saying this affirmation over and over and it's not working for me, then I talk to somebody, you know, and maybe do more if I have to. I get sessions myself once in a while, joy coaching sessions. Um, and then I'm on this console says, I'm on a hopeful path of emotional healing. So I might say, well, this or that's wrong, but I'm healing. I'm healing today. I'm healing. Um, and this next console says, I'm now comfortable and confident in my own skin. I could use something like that when I'm feeling like I'm not worth anything. And I've got a couple of essential oil recipes that are good for um, I am enough, I would call the titles. One is a recipe from Dr. Sue that has rose and jasmine in it, and another has three other. I think it's bergamot. Anyway, I'd have to look it up. But if you're interested in anything like that, I can help you out too. Yeah, our emotions make us sick, and most of our physical problems come from our emotions. Dr. Hill says we're not hypochondriacs. I heard this. Heard him speak one time. We're not hypochondriacs. We are sick, but we think ourselves sick. And we eat ourselves. He didn't say eat, but I'm adding that. We don't live right, and so we get sick. And so we need to make some changes, but we only make one change at a time. Try something new every 3 weeks and make a change. It might be diet, it might be getting sessions, it might be getting oils, it might be exercising. Oh, exercising. To be outside and just walk is just a real blessing. I always feel uplifted when I do that. It's funny, when I don't have a dog, I don't walk as much. So having a dog, I'm 74, but having a dog is really worth it. I'm grateful because we have 55 trees in this lot out here. And when I was between dogs for 10 months, I didn't do it as much. I was still walking a couple miles a day, but not going out there 4 or 5 times a day. And so you get these little intervals of a little bit of real light meditation, and I do a heavier meditation when I walk if I need to. Breathe in. And I say certain words. I might say love and peace when I do this. I don't do that often. I just enjoy my dog, enjoy the trees, praise God for the trees, that kind of thing. It's a silly little thing, but it's 4 or 5 times a day. I'm getting away from problems. I'm getting away from busyness. I'm getting away from somebody that might have been gossiping about something, whatever. And I forget it. So being outdoors is a great, great help. And again, I do joy coaching sessions. I'm concentrating right now on relaxation. We've got all kinds of tools we can use for any problem you have. And it's different than counseling, but we get an anointing, a blessing. We use all 5 senses. And of course, that includes oils. And somebody said the other day, well, how do you do the taste? Well, we give you a flavored water before. I can do, there's a delicious water with On Guard, which keeps you from getting sick. It has five or six different oils in it, and apples and pure water. Sits overnight, and you'd be surprised how delicious that is. Or I might just put, if I'm out of that one or the other, I just put a little drop of tangerine in the water, or something. Maybe something that might be good for the person that's coming. And then at the end, everybody gets a piece of Dove chocolate. No nuts, just in case somebody's allergic. And we, of course, don't believe in eating a lot of white sugar, but I know that I have a couple of Dove chocolates every night before bed, and the doctor said you keep eating them because not a drop of blood, sugar shows in your blood. So we are a lot, and a little bit of chocolate every day is good for you. But we don't eat a bag a day. We keep it. It's all in balance. Whatever it is we do to take care of ourselves, we have to have balance. And that even goes for exercising. We don't need to jog 10, 15 miles a day. Who has that kind of time? But we need to exercise. We need to do something. My chiropractor told me 5 miles a day, and I was doing that for several years because that helps build the bones. And so now I don't do quite that much, but I do a mile a day just going around the yard with the dog 4 or 5 times because it's a quarter of a mile around. So then I walk a couple other miles or bike a couple other miles. So I try to do something. And I'm still overweight, but way back when I started this, I was much bigger. And so that's another thing we can help with joy coaching. I've got all kinds of material to help somebody if they're wanting to lose weight. All kinds of material from joy coaching and other sources. We bring in things that we've learned from all kinds of places. So I hope you give me a call at some point, 480-798-4740, or email me joycoach.judy with an I at gmail.com, or go on my website, joycoachjudy.com. And again, I'm going to add the information about the cards and these emotion oils, hopefully be done by today. And then as time goes on, maybe after Christmas. But I'm going to do tabs on reflexology, aroma touch, just a lot of things that might help you. I think it's a good website. I'm doing it through Vistaprint if anybody needs help with the website. And I think they've done a beautiful job. But they're teaching me so that I can add things and change things. And I don't have to call them all the time. But anytime I need help, I call. So they're a great bunch. Anyway, I'm going to let you go. And I hope you have a good emotional life. But if everything isn't perfect in your emotional life, there's a lot of help for you. Thank you.